Hi, it's Elizabeth Willits here from Investing in Women, and we are live on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And I'm delighted because today we are talking to the recruitment manager of Intuita Data Consulting, Maddie Robinson. And we're going to be talking all about what it's like to work there, the recruitment process, their culture, and any other questions that you may have regarding them as an employer. So we are live on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and I'm with Maddie Robinson, recruitment manager of Intuita. As people are logging on, if you can let us know if you can hear us all right, give us a like or an emoji, that would be fabulous. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone that's joining us. I'm really looking forward to speaking to Maddie and finding out a little bit more about Intuita and what it's like to work there. So thank you, Maddie, for joining us. It's so nice to see you this morning.
And you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited because I know you've got some brilliant roles that you are recruiting for on the Investing Women job board, and you sound like such a forward-thinking company, completely different to a lot of other consulting firms. So it's really good to find out a little bit more about you and your organisation. So before we start, do you want to tell us a bit about Intuita? Because maybe you're quite a small company, you're growing, but it'd be good to find out a bit more about who you are and what you do in your background.
Yeah. So we are a data consultancy. We cover the whole suite of data, basically, from kind of data source systems to data wrangling to all decisions kind of based stuff, BI sort of stuff. So we were established about 10 years ago, and it's quite an interesting backstory, actually. So both our managing partners were from big blue chip organizations, big
Yeah.
household names. And the two of them decided to leave their organizations and set up shop together. And basically, the reason for them doing that is they wanted to kind of step away from that corporate way of life,
Mm-hmm.
lots of red tape, things taking a long time to get done, that sort of thing. Um, I suppose their thoughts are that it was going to be quite a chilled out business venture with a couple of friends.
Did they know each other
Um,
before or not?
they did, yeah,
Yeah.
they did know each other. And things kind of steadily kind of picked up, and they took on some big clients, big household names who are still our clients today. Um, and But things have picked, as I said, picked up, and we're now at a real significant point of grace. So we're now at 30 people.
Yeah.
Um, and constantly looking to recruit. We've got lots of exciting projects on the horizon that we need people for.
Yeah.
Um, and I think where we're different, I suppose, and because of that, stepping away from that corporate way of life, um, it's a real open, flexible working environment.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of we support remote working.
Yeah.
There's a big emphasis on work-life balance, big emphasis on staff not burning out. So yeah, just a really nice supportive culture. I think we like to think we offer the nice side of consultancy, so people get the big clients, they get the big projects, they get that push in their career whilst having a nice work-life balance, and not burning out or being expected to be online at all hours of the day.
So what clients do you specialise in?
So the industries we specialize in are telecommunications.
Yeah.
So we've got a big UK British telecommunications company. It's been one of our longest clients. We've got a broadband provider, and we've got a video technology provider. We also specialise in the food retail space. So we've got a major UK supermarket as one of our clients. Um, and I mean, there's some other kind of smaller areas, and then there's
Are they
also
private sector clients mostly?
yes, yeah, and they're all private sector, and the gaming space as well. So we've got a FTSE
Oh,
100
interesting.
gaming company doing some really exciting stuff there on responsible gambling.
All right, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And these projects, when people are going in, are they in like big teams, or do they work with other consulting firms, or are you sort of standalone within these organisations?
So mainly kind of standalone, come in, and there are a couple. It kind of depends on the client. I know there is another one where we do work with other consulting firms, but mainly kind of standalone.
Okay. And it's quite interesting because we've been chatting. So you've got a couple of locations, haven't you? So do you want to? Where are you based?
Yeah, so that's quite an interesting question, because our locations are Newbury in Berkshire and London, but
Yeah.
we support remote working as well. Our clients are southern based.
Okay.
So what we tend to say is, as long as you're in a location really where you're happy, well, if you're happy to travel down south, then that's fine. But I suppose it's just managing those expectations from the start, that there is a lot of the clients are southern based. But I suppose the other thing actually on that is that we don't send our consultants off on secondments into clients, for months on end. It's done from the office as a team, or from
Your
home.
office.
Either, yeah, our offices, or from home.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then you have watched the odd client meetings in the
yeah,
client.
yeah, and they're mainly kind of Milton Keynes, London corridor, London based.
Okay. And so the culture sounds like it's really important. You were talking about a lot of well-being, you mentioned people don't burn out. So how do you support that, and any initiatives you're running?
Yeah, so all of our staff have access to mental health support when they join.
Okay.
But it's also, I think, as I mentioned, there's not a culture of it's just, yeah, not a thing that people are online for hours and hours on end. It's the way it's kind of delivered when you join is, the full-time hours are 37 and a half hours a week, or whatever your part-time hours are.
Yeah.
And we offer all of our roles are full or part-time.
Okay.
Um, and it's flexible working, and you do your hours in the hours that suit you. um, I think that's another thing that I found attractive when I joined, is that we will build roles around individuals. We don't put
Yeah.
individuals into a mold.
Okay. Yeah, because it's quite. I just written down a question, because obviously you're new as well, aren't you? So you only
Yeah.
joined. What was it,
May.
June? May. Okay. So it'd be quite interesting to know what your experience has been, sort of being onboarded into the organisation and then joining. Yeah. So how did you find that?
Yeah, it was kind of lucky. I felt quite lucky, really, because I wasn't actively looking, because my previous role, I was part-time and it was flexible, and so I felt like I had it quite good. So I worried that I'd never find this role to move into, but this role came up, and once I started chatting to the guys there, I could just see it was just the flexible and remote working was just, it came natural to them. It was just it was just what they offered, and I kept asking during my interview. I kept thinking it was a trick.
Yeah.
But no, but I mean, in my first week, I could see how other people around me were working flexibly and remotely, and well, we were all remote because of the pandemic, but you know
Mm.
I mean, like taking time out to go and do this, or pick their kids up, or drop their kids at a club. And it was just it was just discussed in meetings like it was just
You didn't have
another
to
thing.
hide it.
No.
Yeah.
um so that gave me loads and loads of and I've had so many conversations as well since, during my onboarding and whatever else, checking that the hours are okay, and is it working okay for me, and how am I
Oh,
finding it. So yeah, and it's been made clear that, if for some reason it's not work, those hours are too much, let us know, and we can have a look at it. Also, I mentioned to you earlier on when we were talking, very very soon on, my eldest son had to isolate, um, and I was thinking, oh no, how's this going to work? New job, I've got a 5-year
yeah.
old at home, but they were just like, well, we'll just make it work. Like, it's one of those things. So yeah, the whole thing's been
So nice.
really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Jane's joined. Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining. So do you want to talk? So it sounds like you've got a brilliant culture and it's a nice place to work and everyone's quite understanding, people having a life outside of work. And it'd be interesting to know what other more sort of formal benefits you offer as well.
Yeah. So we've got a generous bonus scheme
Okay.
that we're offering, and has it's based on company and personal performance, and people have had that most years. We, as I mentioned earlier, everybody has access to mental health support. We obviously offer flexible and remote working, pension, BUPA, health and dental, and we also support training courses and conferences. Um, I always feel like I don't really want to mention holidays 'cause it's a bit of a legal right. It's not really a benefit, but yeah, 25 days holiday, that's at full time, obviously, with bank holidays. I think that's pretty much everything
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Good. So if someone was joining and they wanted flexible working, how would you suggest they approach that? Would they write that on the application form or in their cover letter?
It's what we offer. That's yeah, it's kind of, as I said, we've got people that start at 10 a.m. and finish later. We've got people that start at 7 a.m. and finish earlier, as long as, yeah. So we don't really, it's not really discussed because it's just we tend to mention it in the interviews anyway. We don't have core hours. It's a flexible working culture. So people wouldn't even need to mention it because you just get it.
That's good to know. So this week, because you obviously a new starter, so what's your recruitment process tend to look like? So how many interviews do people have?
So if your CV was shortlisted, it'd be an initial 20 to 30 minute at the moment Zoom call with me, which will probably remain. And that's more of a screening, an informal chat, screening kind of cultural call, and a chance for me to let you know a bit more about kind of you and us, and I suppose a chance for the individual to work out whether we're right for them as well. If you were then successful through, if we felt that you were a good match and you felt we were a good match for you, then it would be a 30 to 60-minute technical based call with one of the hiring managers, and probably another member of the team as well. And then if you were successful in that stage, then the final stage would be a 90-minute, and all of these at the moment are via Zoom, would be a 90-minute Zoom task-based interview. So we'd give the candidate a task to complete and bring along to the interview. And that would be
that beforehand.
Yeah. And we'd always give plenty of time for that. And that would be, yeah, as I said, 90 minutes task and technical and competency based, with probably the hiring manager and a couple of other members of staff as well, and probably one of the managing partners too. And then that's it. We tend to move quick. If we do like people, we move pretty quickly.
Yeah, good. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, because sometimes you can lose people, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you've got some vacancies. You've got some vacancies on the job board, so maybe we can talk a bit about those and what you're looking for. So you've got senior data engineer.
Yeah.
So what sort of person? What's that role entail, and what sort of person are you looking for?
So that person is the sort of person we're looking for is somebody who who has experience. There's certain technologies that we like people to have. So the technologies we're looking for are AWS, which is Amazon Web Service. Yeah, somebody who has experience. Yeah, I know. This is like when I first joined it. Google Cloud Platform. If somebody's got experience with Google Cloud Platform, that would be a bonus, but it's not a must. Somebody with data engineering experience. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. This is testing me. But those are kind of the technologies, and then it's somebody who has experience of kind of data pipelines, data migration, and these are the sorts of things they're going to be doing, is kind of moving on-prem kind of data into the cloud. If that might just go over. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that the role entails, as well as kind of writing code.
And they're doing it on behalf of clients.
Yeah. So, talking to stakeholders, translating stuff, because some of our stakeholders are finance or marketing people. Yeah. And they're not data people. So it's being able to explain those sorts of things. Yeah. So that's really the data engineering person.
And then you've got the data visualization consultant role.
Yeah.
So what they're doing and what you're looking for that.
Yeah. So that's a brand new role, and I'm yet to have a conversation. I only went up on Friday, so I'm yet to have a conversation with the hiring manager to find out more in depth about what the person's going to be doing. But it's really a data visualization or a BI. Business intelligence specialist that we're looking for there. So that's probably the most information I can give at this point, because as I said, I put that one up late on.
You've got the principal data consultant as
yeah
well.
So that's kind of the next level up from the senior data engineer. So they're likely to be kind of the team leader for those sorts of people. So that's somebody who can build and design data pipelines and has experience of that, but also that rolls more around kind of that stakeholder engagement piece, because they're going to be kind of the project lead. So somebody that could go out and speak to various stakeholders, again, who can translate, who can put plans together and go away and I suppose deliver it to the stakeholder and go away and build it. And again, that person, they don't have to have data engineering. They don't have to be a data engineer, but data engineering experience and data warehousing experience would be a plus for that one as well.
Okay, well, I see what you'd look for, just a normal, another type of consultant for that role, would you? Okay, so that opens it up to a lot more people then, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, they don't have to be a specific.
Stakeholder management, the project management.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, as long as they're in the data space, then yeah.
Okay, lovely. All right. So all the jobs are on the Investing in Women job board. So I'll put the links in the comments, or try and amend the post so people can see them. But if people want to find out more information about you and the organisation, where can they find you and connect with you?
So we're on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest place to find us and connect with us. All of our roles are also on places like Indeed and Monster Jobs. Obviously, your job board, and then there's our company website as well. I suppose the other thing to mention as well, we're always keen to hear from kind of any data individuals that want to send their CV over to us. The nature of what we do, things change very quickly. So next week I could have always
hiring, or potentially hiring. So yeah, anybody with data.
So anybody that might be keen in us just hearing of their details, I'm more than happy to hear from and have a chat to.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, perfect. Well, if anybody's got any questions, they can maybe send Maddie a message on LinkedIn. But yeah, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. Yes, if anyone's got any further questions, just pop them in the comments either now or afterwards, and we will get them answered. But thank you for watching, and thank you so much, Maddie, for your time. I don't know if you've got anything more you want to add.
No, nothing at the moment. Thank you. It's been really nice, and yeah, hopefully people have learned a bit more about us, because we are relatively new, but we're watch this space.
So yeah, and it sounds like a brilliant place to work for a whole range of people. So thank you ever so much. It sounds like you're really leading the way in what consulting can be like. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Liz.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.